you are here. I don't meet many folks out this way, especially on Christmas Eve. Most find themselves at Ferland family outfitters this time of night. It may seem unsuspecting, but Ferland Outfitters is home to the best entertainment for miles. Susie-Lee's Speakeasy, accessed behind a rack of pinstripe coats. Now, frequenting this establishment may blur the lines of what is legal, but every resident of Green Creek, South Carolina had visited Susie-Lee's at some point, even the mayor himself. I guess good times are hard to come by in 1926, and the only other thing to do around here is watch the street lamps flicker. What can I say? With enough practice, predicting the happenings of Green Creek becomes second nature. You have to excuse me. I have some Christmas shopping to attend to. I hope you all fare well this evening. Something is brewing. I can smell it. But pay no heed to my foolish premonitions. Merry Christmas.
World beyond this town, and I intend to see it. I pity the lowly scum who spends his entire life within the confines of Green Creek, South Carolina.
What happened to your Christmas spirit?
Once you leave this town, beg me to come back.
Come back. Nothing could ever draw me back to this place.
Perhaps you'd like it if we called your mother. I'm sure she'd love it if her son were never home for the holidays.
Besides, you'd have to quit that job of yours first. Isn't your boss?
The mayor's son, yes, I know. I think my 2 weeks' notice would make a darn good Christmas gift.
Here, son, you wouldn't burden the ladies with such profanity, would you?
Oh, please, Philip, as if they don't see how awful it is around here, too. And why are you so concerned about the ladies? Lucille's still getting a diamond for Christmas, isn't she?
Her son, no less complicated.
Joseph, welcome, lad. Care for a drink?
I don't really know if I should. Bit tight on cash.
Come on, Joe. Relax a little. It's Christmas Eve. Drinks on me tonight.
There they go, wasting Christmas Eve arguing.
Can you blame them?
I suppose not, but there's only so many times you can hear about how awful Green Creek is before it grows old. And they think they're revolutionaries.
Joke's on them. They'll be back here next Christmas, too.
Pardon me, but is Sissy taken?
Why, of course not. Come join us.
Thank you. So sorry to disturb you ladies, but I don't frequent this establishment very often, and I feel a little out of place.
There's room for everyone at Miss Susie's, especially on Christmas Eve. Make yourself at home. Joanna, Hark, and this is Shannon.
Regina, Whitfield, pleasure to meet you.
Here you are, boys. Another round. Christmas Eve saved by the wonderful Susie-Lee Ferland.
What would we do without you, Susie?
You'd be complaining about how cold it is outside. And it's Miss Susie to you, Timothy Harrison.
Give Miss Peters the she deserves, though. Sorry, good for us, I like her.
Oh, now, Philip, no need to be so formal. Call me Susie. Idiots, all of them. Blabbing on about this town. But as long as they keep buying drinks, it's fine by me. Perhaps you'd be more fond of the mayor after he makes his big Christmas announcement, Sam.
Good one here.
Yeah, good one.
Come on, Sam. Everyone hates that doggone mayor. You aren't special.
Perhaps I'm not, but do you ever stop and think about how this man has ruined our lives? He's made Green Creek a living hell for just about everyone, and not to mention his policies.
I do have to agree with you, son. No man with such an awful track record should run an office for 7 consecutive terms.
A man like that should have never run for office in the first place.
Can election day come any sooner? His bills and orders nearly cost my store going to bankrupt.
Not to mention our horrible welfare. Green Creek has enough poverty as it is. That only exacerbating the situation.
You're right. Farming barely got my family by to begin with. Now all we have to our name is Germans.
It's not just the poor who are affected. He's got the upper class, and it's desperate. No one dares go against him.
How can a town as unassuming as Green Creek live with so many issues?
Because they all stem from one singular man.
At least the club offers a hideaway. Mark my words, Mayor Williams could never ruin a night at Miss Susie's.
esteemed mayor will be visiting Miss Susie-Lee's club this evening to make an important announcement concerning this Christmas gift to the citizens of Grand Creek. We encourage all club goers to be on their best behavior for Mayor Williams' appearance. Any disruptions will be dealt with swiftly and severely. Good night and Merry Christmas.
Can a man not escape the ever-present hand of the government?
What about the downtown preachers, Miss Ferland? Susie's club. It's obvious why they're doing it.
Why is that?
To keep an iron fist on their constituents, to make grumbling old men out of us all, who crowd us all together, then break our spirits all at once. I swear, if I ever had the chance to change this town and our mayor, I'd take it.
It would seem we meet again. You seem surprised to see me. You weren't expecting someone else, were you? I also find some pleasure in Miss Ferland's bar. I'm not that odd. They don't seem too pleased, do they? I wonder if it could be something to do with Mayor Williams. No, it couldn't be that.
Good evening, citizens of Green Creek. How do you do? Sarah Miller. How's your mother been?
She's fine, sir.
Oh, well, tell her I say Merry Christmas. Now, Miss
Hark. Joanna, Hark.
Yes, lovely to meet you, Miss Hark. Why, it isn't the beautiful Regina Whitfield. What's a lady of your stature doing here at this time of night?
Just enjoying my Christmas Eve, sir.
Of course. Don't stay too long, my dear. A sense of poverty might wear off on you. Good evening, gentlemen. Why, Henry, Timothy, you two look more like your father every day. How's he been? And Philip, Lucille mentions you every day. How have you been? Joseph, still working in the manure fields, are you? Lovely. And Sam, my son says you're his most mediocre employee. So good to see you all. Susie. Why, I haven't seen you in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, as we reach the holiday season, I find it a good time to reflect on the past year. As you all know, Green Creek has been infinitely better off under my leadership. You're welcome. I wanted to visit Miss Susie's club tonight in celebration of our success. My surveyors have informed me that the entire town has a desire for me to run for re-election. They have also found that there are no parties interested in running against me. Who would have guessed? So, it is with a proud heart that I announce my grand Christmas gift to my citizens. I will be running unopposed for my 8th term as mayor of Green Creek, South Carolina.
What?
Oh my God. He's dead. He's dead.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. Why else did you think I came to Miss Susie's tonight? The residents of Green Creek have always hated Mayor Williams. Can't say I'm any different, but when I caught wind that someone might be planning to end his career, I had no choice but to respond. Crime is a crime, and a murder must be solved. I think it's high time I introduce myself. Richard Sterling, private investigator for the Green Creek Police Department. I understand there's been a murder?
Well, of course there's a murder. The mayor's dead. On the ground. In my bar.
You two, give this poor man the decency of having his face covered. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that our beloved mayor has been murdered. Unless the liquor bottles flung themselves, I suspect foul play. I've been given the authority to arrest the culprit, but that will require your cooperation. I already appreciate your help. These types of investigations typically require individual interrogation, but I'm not one for tradition. For the sake of Christmas, let's just treat this as another night at the club with friends. Miss Miller, I heard the late mayor mention your mother. Were they close?
No.
I know you're lying to me, Miss Miller. Now, considering the circumstances, I suggest you reconsider your response.
Yes, they knew each other.
I'm not asking if they knew each other, Miss Miller. I'm asking if they were close.
I'm not sure what you're implying here, Mr. Sterling.
Sarah Miller, your mother, Martha Miller, was forced into an affair with Mayor Williams, no? For the past 15 years, he's been blackmailing her, and financial payments are the only thing keeping your family's reputation from being ruined. Now, a little birdie tells me that your mother harbors quite the intense hatred for Mayor Williams. As with many things, contempt can be hereditary.
Yes, my mother was forced into utter humility by the likes of Mayor Williams. He destroyed my mother's honor, and in turn, my honor. You're right, Mr. Sterling. I despise that pitiful excuse of the man with every ounce of my being. But I'd never stoop so low as to kill him. Sarah's not the murderer, Mr. Sterling.
Why, of
She
course.
stood next to me when the lights were on.
Why, of course, Miss Hark. Why, she was too far away from the bar to have time to fling a bottle at our poor mayor.
Precisely, sir.
You, on the other hand, Miss Hark, were within arm's reach of a liquor bottle. Might you have any underlying motive to send one flying at our mayor?
Of course not. I didn't even know the man.
What is it with the women of Green Creek being habitual liars? You did know the mayor, Miss Hark. I know for a fact that you worked as manager and clerk of Green Creek General Store. I also know that the mayor stops by your humble establishment every morning to buy cigars.
Well, yes, perhaps he does. Did.
Now tell me, Miss Hark, why would you not greet your most loyal customer with a smile? Or better yet, why would he not even know your name?
Because he credits my brother for the success that is mine. I work tirelessly to ensure the quality of my store. Then our mayor awards my brother plaque of Green Creek for business of the year. Yes, I hate him, and I wish he'd be punished for his actions. But that man did not deserve to die.
Don't worry, Miss Hark. I'm not convinced you're the culprit. You may have been at a reasonable distance, but you're too busy scrambling in the dark for Miss Miller to have time to kill our mayor. Well, boys, what brings you to the club tonight?
Definitely not the intent to murder the mayor. That's what I'm getting at.
Hush, Tim. Do you want the man to suspect you?
I'll say what I want. I'm not going to jail for a crime I didn't commit. I don't care if we had a good reason to. We didn't do it.
Shut up!
No need to be so secretive, my friend. Why not share the same way the ladies have?
Very clever, detective. Getting my loudmouth brother to black. How do I know you won't accuse us after hearing what we have to say?
Mr. Harrison, why would I accuse you when I have just heard two other very convincing testimonies? Right now, you're on the bottom of the suspects list.
As I was saying, Mayor Williams stole our father's mayoral campaign slogan 20 years ago. In fact, not just the slogan, but the entire campaign. He stole, lied, and cheated his way into the position, and then blackmailed our father to keep his dirty secret. Our family is in crippling debt, and it's all because of that scumbag. Our father could have been mayor.
Yes, it's true. But we can never kill him. He's not worth our time.
More familial hatred for Mayor Williams. Perhaps you boys would get along well with Miss Miller. Trauma is an odd way of bringing people together.
So, you don't think it was us?
No, Mr. Harrison, I do not believe you or your brother killed the mayor. Besides, you were too busy screaming bloody murder when the lights were out.
Shut up.
I must say, I was quite surprised to see you here tonight, Miss Whitfield. I would have thought that there were more refined establishments for you to patronize. A classy woman such as yourself does not come to this part of town without motive. So tell me, Miss Whitfield, why are you here?
Leave her alone.
Joseph Warren, have you anything to say?
Regina has done nothing wrong.
And how do you know that?
Because she's here to see me. I know it seems impossible for a farmer and woman in society, but it's true. Mayor Williams tried everything to keep the upper class from mingling with us peasants, and he failed. Regina Whitfield, would you make a poor farmer happy to stay alive? Would you marry me?
Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes.
Well, obviously the two lovebirds are too smitten to attempt murder. Moving on.
I assume you got some questions for me, Mr. Sterling.
Yes, Mr. Jones, I do. Tell me, what color tuxedo have you picked out for your wedding?
I think you're mistaken, sir. I'm not getting married.
Oh, are you not intending to marry one Lucille Williams?
Yes, I would. Her father, our mayor, wouldn't allow it. He said he would never allow his daughter to marry such a worthless man like myself over his dead body.
I'm sure you're brimming with excitement over the fulfillment of that statement.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't filled with joy of the hopes of marrying the love of my life, but I would never kill a man.
Mr. Sterling, there's been enough chaos in my club tonight. Don't start smoking, too. It'll take weeks to get that stench out.
Miss Ferland, is it safe to assume that you knew the mayor as well?
Well, of course I knew the mayor. I know everybody in Green Creek. It'd be more suspicious if I didn't.
Oh, good heavens, Sherlock! You know good and well Miss Susie didn't murder the stinking mayor. Her hands are as clean as mine.
And just exactly how clean are your hands, Mr. Morrison?
Don't start your games with me, Sterling. You've no need for them.
Did you, or did you not, harbor quite the intense hatred for Mayor Williams?
Anybody with ears knows that, sir. I despise that man.
Do you then think it's fair if I were to suspect you of killing a man you hate with all your being?
Yes, sir. That seems fair.
Fortunately for you, my friend, I will not allow you the privilege of drinking in sorrow. Bottoms up, lad. You've proved your innocence.
But how?
You see, Mr. Morrison, the drink that killed our dear mayor was hard liquor. I hear you're more partial to Tennessee whiskey.
Mr. Sterling, you've interrogated nearly everyone here. Have you no idea who the killer is?
You must have some kind of clue.
It is for this particular reason that I avoid the club crowd. Every inhabitant of this bar has a viable motive for the murder of their dearly beloved mayor. How do we discern who took action? Some have proven their innocence, like Mr. Morrison, and others have but their word. It always comes down to words, doesn't it? Words, words, words. Courtrooms filled with the words of people trying to discern the words which we live by. Somewhere, something is bound to get lost in the mix. What would you choose in this battle of facts and motives? I pity the man who has to choose between his heart and the truth. But then again, I never was one for self-pity. You have to excuse me. I'm such a klutz. I'm sorry, Miss Susie. My grip must have been a bit too strong.
Or whatever, Mr. Sterling. Just don't destroy tonight any further.
I'm sorry for the mess. Tough case, you know.
No worries, Mr. Sterling. Fixing the mundane problems of Green Creek is what I do.
Yes, and I commend you for your service. Excuse me, but you wouldn't have happened to know the mayor in any capacity, would you?
Oh, no, sir. I hardly leave this bar, much less meet the mayor.
You don't leave this bar? Not even for Christmas? What about your family?
Oh, no, sir. My wife died years ago. Our newborn baby, too.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Dedicate every day to them. Helps you get by.
I'm sure. Surely, even a man like you had some opinion about our late mayor. You're still a resident of Green Creek, after all.
Yes, sir. I have an opinion, just as anyone else has.
Pardon me for being intrusive and, dare I say, personal, but how did you feel about the most recent welfare bill Mayor Williams signed?
I don't think.
For the sake of the town, my friend, do share. It is my understanding that the welfare bill, contrary to its name, refused financial aid to those in need.
Yes, sir.
Now, pardon my bluntness, but judging by the state of your clothing, you fall in that bracket.
Yes, sir.
As with any man in your situation, I assume you harbor rather ill feelings towards our mayor.
Yes.
I'm going to offer you this one opportunity to share those sentiments, and I suggest you take it. Hey! Sorry it came to this, my friend.
Why do you lie, detective?
Do you feel like sharing now? We're all friends here.
Mayor Williams destroyed my life. His policies took my job and any financial freedom I had. And when my family was dying from starvation, he did nothing to help. Mayor Williams stole my wife, my child, my everything. I just returned the favor. I only did what all the other cowards of this town were too afraid to do. But what can I say? Fixing the mundane problems of Green Creek is my job. Merry Christmas.
You worked together the entire time, didn't you, sir?
Yes, Mr. Jones, I did.
Why didn't you say something sooner?
Mr. Harrison, if I had done that, then my job would be incredibly boring. When things are as predictable as they are in Green Creek, a little fun doesn't hurt once in a while. Now go on. Enjoy your Christmas Eve.
Mr. Sterling,
Richard.
Richard, how did you know that was the janitor that murdered the mayor? How did you know all these things about us?
Premonition. What can I say? As much fun as watching street lamps flicker.